Mike Baker, happy to be here with you. Hopefully we'll have someone get the video going here. I don't want to hit buttons I'm not supposed to. Might have to, though, if someone doesn't come up here to get this video loaded. Happy to be here with you filming for Craig Otto. It is the Chicagoland Conference Championship game. It is the top-seeded Viterbo V-Hawks, ranked 17th in the NAIA country, taking on, I believe they're the number 3 seed, St. Xavier. St. Xavier, the Cougars, going at it here tonight. Viterbo, they come in with a record of 22-6. They were a perfect 18-0 in the Chicagoland regular season. Now we got someone up here to get things going for us. I know we got the audio going. Now we'll get the video rolling as well here. Again, Mike Baker, happy to be here with you, filling in for the man, the myth, the legend, Craig Otto, as we get underway in the Chicagoland Conference Championship game. Both teams already have secured a spot in the national tournament. This one for that conference tournament championship trophy, though, and maybe improve on your record, maybe on your seeding as well, going into the national tournament. Viterbo will be on the left in the red jersey tops. St. Xavier on the right from our perspective in the white jersey tops. Red lettering, red numbering. Viterbo in the white lettering, white numbering. Starting off will be St. Xavier. Samantha Hovey on the serve. She'll start from the right corner side, serving with the left hand. Sends it over, tough serve. And Viterbo handles left side. They swing it over and out of bounds. It's 1-0 Xavier on a wide swing there by the V-Hawks. And Haley Helverson. Hovey to serve again for St. Xavier on top, 1-0. Right side, left hand, spanks it over. Tough serve. Handled by Viterbo. They'll dump it over, and it's sent right back by St. Xavier. And trying to bump set it over, and down the old bump kill by the V-Hawks to tie this one up at 1 apiece. Maddie Connor comes in to serve. Connor, a senior out of Germantown, Wisconsin. Right center, right hand. Line drive serve, handled by St. Xavier, right side. They slap it over, blocked right back over the net by Viterbo, scrambling, covering it up. St. Xavier left side, blocked again, covered up again by St. Xavier. They'll slap it over, and now scrambling is Viterbo. Underhand pass to the libero, who hits it over, and it's punched up in the air, hit over, sent back again by the V-Hawks, covered up again, this time swatted down. Front row and center by St. Xavier. And Nicole Grohola. Grohola, a 6-foot senior out of Burbank, Illinois. St. Xavier serving on top, 2-1. Tough set, and they'll fish out of the net, pass it over, free ball to St. Xavier. Right side, Grohola tips it over, handled by the V-Hawks. Sliding over right side, attacking are the V-Hawks, dug out by St. Xavier. Left side, slap over, dug out middle back by Viterbo. Pass to the left side, and Helverson is blocked but out of bounds. It's a point for Viterbo. We're tied at 2. Michaela Markart to serve for Viterbo. She'll serve from the left corner. Right-handed float serve sent over. Handled by St. Xavier, right side, and the attack is rejected. Izzy Jar, Jada Mitchell getting the block on that one. It's 3-2 V-Hawks. St. Xavier did take a set in both the regular season matchups from Viterbo this year, so they're not a pushover. Left side attacking, and did they get a touch? They did. And getting a point is Jenny Jensen for St. Xavier, a senior out of Orland Park, Illinois. Ties this one up at 3 apiece. The libero now will serve for St. Xavier in the black jersey top. Sent over, handled by the V-Hawk libero. Left side attacking and swinging long and out of bounds is Izzy Jar. No touch. Point St. Xavier. They're on top 4-3. This is Ivana Martinez, a libero out of Puerto Rico, serving. Line drive serve, just handled by the V-Hawks. They'll set up Mitchell. She'll hit it over, covered up by St. Xavier. They slap it over, and now a whistle and a violation called on Viterbo. 5-3 now the score in favor of St. Xavier. They're not intimidated by Viterbo. Martinez ready again at right center side to serve. Right-handed, slaps it over, and it is going to land in the corner for an ace. Martinez makes it 6-3. St. Xavier timeout, Viterbo. Viterbo under the direction of head coach Ryan DeLong. He's got 619 career victories against 206 losses, 10 conference championships, 10 conference tournament championships. They have been to this conference championship game now. This is their 15th time in a row. They made 11 NAIA tournament appearances under coach Ryan DeLong. He's a 10-time coach of the year, 7-time region coach of the year. He's coached 39 All-Americans, 75 first-team All-Conference players, 8 Conference Players of the Year, 6 Offensive Players of the Year, 2 Defensive Players of the Year, 4 Setters of the Year, 12 Liberos of the Year, and 4 Newcomers of the Year. Viterbo in an early hole, 6-3 St. Xavier here in set 1. Alvina Martinez serving right side of right hand. Tough serve. It is handled by Reese Gurman. Left side swinging it over. Dug out nicely middle back by St. Xavier. They got to free ball it on over. They will set up the right side, and St. Xavier able to keep it alive somehow, and they somehow pass it over the net. And now dumped over on 2, and it's pancaked up by St. Xavier, and they dump it over. Viterbo, another chance from the middle. Jada Mitchell spanks that one inside the nearest sideline for the kill, and it's 6-4 St. Xavier. A happy little kill painted on the sideline by Jada Mitchell. 6-4 St. Xavier. Gurman serves it over. Tough serve. Scrambling St. Xavier and somehow slapping that one over and down. Jenny Jensen. Double J makes it 7-4 St. Xavier. They'll now go back and serve with the lead. Abby Opilka serving. Right side, right hand, Opilka knuckles it over. Back corner handled by Jar. Right side attack and hammering that one down. Oh my, Sadie Treptow. Treptow with a big time line shot kill. 7-5 St. Xavier. Viant serving with Jaden Polavina. Polavina to serve. From the right side, Polavina. Soft serve, handled right side by St. Xavier. Middle attack hammered down with authority by Carrington Smith. A no-doubter from Smith, front row and center. Smith leads this St. Xavier team in a lot of categories, including kills, hitting percentage, and blocks. St. Xavier serving left center side. They're leading early by 3. A bump set to the right side, and Jar is sent back. A block by St. Xavier. They lead by 4 at 9-5. They've came to play here this afternoon. Taylor Van serving for St. Xavier for the Cougars. Leading at 9-5. Van left center sends it just out of bounds on the near sideline. 9-6 St. Xavier. Izzy Jar, local product out of Holman to serve for the V-Hawks. Jar, a sophomore out of Holman. Izzy setting up center of the service line. Three-step serve sent over back corner, and it's an overpass sent over by Viterbo, and a joust to the net won by Viterbo with a dump over. Another local product was there, McKenna Ely from West Salem. Ely was there. Jar sends it over. Martinez is there. They'll set up Smith, slaps it over and down on the right side. Slide attack from St. Xavier. They're back on top 10-7 by 3 points. Addison Pekka back in for St. Xavier. Smith back to serve. Smith, right side, sends it over. And it's going to be a set to the right side, and Ely hits it over. It's back and forth, back to the Viterbo side. They will set up Ely again, and she'll spank that one through the block and down. McKenna Ely cuts the lead to 10-8 for St. Xavier. That's a big baseball name in West Salem. Ely. Mia Quist serving, throws it up, sends it down out of bounds. Near sideline and out. 11-8. St. Xavier back on top by 3. Bob Yerzema, the head coach for St. Xavier. These two teams squared off in last year's Chicagoland Conference Championship game. Viterbo got the sweep a year ago, 3-0. Hovey sends it over, and scrambling Viterbo. Left side, they got to slap it over. There is St. Xavier, and they'll tip it over. Punched up in the air nicely by Polovina, and then Viterbo shanks it out of bounds. Point St. Xavier, they're on top. Scoreboard says 11-9. Hovey ready again. Left-handed serve sent over. Middle back Viterbo's there. They'll set up Mitchell. Hit over, deflected, dug out by St. Xavier. Right side readjusting, slapping it over. Ely is there. A tough set to make, and it's hit right back over the net. But Viterbo going to get the point as that one's hit out of bounds by St. Xavier. I think they adjusted the score. That 11-9 should have been 12-8, and now it's 12-9 after the V-Hawks point. Connor, one of the setters for this V-Hawk team, swings it over left side, hit over, deflected, dug out by Viterbo. Right side is hit over by Treptow, handled and freeballed over. Tough freeball though for Viterbo. Left side, Helverson hammers it over. Crossing that one down with authority, Haley Helverson. A sophomore out of Barron, Wisconsin. Cougars lead down to 2, 12-10. Connor ready again. Soft serve, just handled by St. Xavier. Left side, tip over, but dug out by Connor. And then slap over, hand down by Viterbo to cut the lead down to 1. I think that was Treptow who got that one down. Cuts the lead to 1 for St. Xavier. Timeout taken by the Cougars. Well, halfway through set 1, St. Xavier has led most of the way here in set 1. V-Hawks battling back. Viterbo currently ranked 17th in the nation. Preseason, they were picked number 16. So they've dropped 1 spot since the opening of the year. Jada Mitchell became only the second V-Hawk ever to reach 500 blocks. That occurred on October 7th against SAU. She's 14 blocks away from tying the career record that was set in 2017. Obviously 15 away from breaking that blocks record. Maddie Connor, she broke the all-time career aces record back about a week ago on November 13th. That was not a week ago, that was a few days ago. And she is serving here, right center, sends it over, handled by St. Xavier. They'll set the middle attack, swung over, dug out by the libero for the Viterbo. Right side hammered over by Treptow, but a nice dig by Martinez. Left side, St. Xavier is blocked out of bounds. They'll get the point. Tara Glenn getting the point. 13-11. St. Xavier on top. Katie DeHaan serving right center for the Cougars. DeHaan, line drive serve, handled by Germont. They got a free ball on over. Free ball chance, St. Xavier. Quick set to the right side, a hammer down cross court. But out of bounds, 13-12, Viterbo back within one. Michaela Markart to serve, left corner, soft serve, sent backwards by St. Xavier. Now setting up the left side hit, over and down. And getting that one, Maggie Soroka for St. Xavier. 14-12, St. Xavier on top. Martinez to serve again. Sends it over. Viterbo gets it to Connor. Getting it to Mitchell, who tips it over, but dug out by St. Xavier. Right side, they'll tip it over with Pinozzo. And now another chance, and it is Carrington Smith hitting it out. Point Viterbo. 14-13, V-Hawks again back within a point. German will serve. She's a freshman out of Fulton, Illinois. Went to Fulton High School. German left corner, sends it over. They're going to set up the left side attack. Get over, sent back by Viterbo. Covered up, dumped over on two, but Connor sniffs it out. German to the left side, hit over, but blocked back over. Covered up by Viterbo. Right side attack, hit over, deflected, dug out in the back row by St. Xavier. Left side swung over, dug out by German. Connor, quick set to the middle, hit over and down. Viterbo gets the kill with Jalen Hinsman. He's 6'1" sophomore out of Spring Valley, Wisconsin. We're tied at 14. Back and forth we go here. Soft serve by German. St. Xavier to the right side, and they will get it through the block and down. Back on top, 15-14. Abby Opilka to serve for St. Xavier. On top by a point, 15-14. Sends it over, and a shank pass by the V-Hawks. Grace Check struggling on that serve. 16-14, St. Xavier. Opilka will send it away again. She leads the team in aces coming in, I believe with 38. Hammers that one over. Better pass this time to Connor, setting up Jar left side, and she'll get it off the block for the kill, out of bounds. Viterbo back within one, 16-15. Cougars on top by a point. Pulovina to serve for Viterbo. Junior out of Fort Worth, Texas. Pulovina hammers it over right side, and it's shanked out of bounds. It'll be an ace for Pulovina. Shanked out of bounds by St. Xavier. We're back to even, 16-16. Pulovina to serve again. Viterbo trying to take the lead. Soft serve this time right side, and again mishandled by the V-Hawks. Pulovina serving up some dimes. Viterbo on top, 17-16. An ace up the sleeve of Jaden Pulovina. Can she go back to back to back? Sends it over and out of bounds this time. Well, 2 for 3 is not too bad. 17-17 the score. Taylor Van serving for St. Xavier out of Chicago, Illinois, St. Xavier University. Center of the service line, a running serve, punched over. And it is Gurman getting to it. They'll set the right side attack, rolled over by the V-Hawks, but dug out by St. Xavier. Left side tipped over offhand, sent back by Viterbo, covered up. A joust at the net is back and forth. Stalemate to St. Xavier's side, hit over. Dug out by Gurman, left sideline. Jar left side booms it out of bounds. Point St. Xavier, they seesaw back out on top, 18-17. Van, a sophomore out of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, will serve again here. 18-17 St. Xavier. Left center, right hand, hit over. Left sideline, overpass, swatted down by Carrington Smith. Smith eating up that overpass, front row and center for St. Xavier. 19-17 Cougars. Both teams have made the national tournament. Serve sent over, handled by Gurman to the left side. Jar blasted out of bounds. Try to get it in the back corner, but hit it long. Timeout, Viterbo. St. Xavier on a 4-0 run to take a 3-point lead after they momentarily lost the lead by 1. Viterbo going to have to battle back here in set 1. Long way to go today. More highlights for Viterbo this year. On November 1st, Maddie Connor surpassed the 2,500 assist milestone. Izzy Jar surpassing the 500 kill milestone on November 4th. Gurman surpassed 500 digs in her freshman campaign on November 1st. Sadie Treptow surpassed 500 kills recently on November 13th for the V-Hawks. Viterbo has now had 19 straight seasons of 20 or more wins. You take out the COVID year, of course. Not a lot of anything happened that year. In fact, I hate to even talk about that year. Down by 3 are the V-Hawks. Van serving for St. Xavier. Center of the service line, hit over. It's handled by Check and hit into the net by Viterbo. 4 contacts called. 4-point lead for St. Xavier, 21-17. Nice service run here by Taylor Van. Van hits it over. Gurman handles, dumped over on 2, and diving to dig that out was St. Xavier, and it leads to a kill off the hand of Tara Glenn. 22-17. The lead for St. Xavier. It was an odd celebration by Katie DeHaan on the bench for St. Xavier. I don't know if the camera picked that up or not. Van pounds it over again. Check gets it to the center, hit over, but dug out again by St. Xavier. Now free ball back corner and just out of bounds. Nice job by Check using her hawk-like eyes to watch that one go out of bounds. 22-18. Does Viterbo have a run in them to win this opening set? Izzy Jar trying to go on a service run. Center of the service line. Line drive serve. It is handled by Van. Tipped over by Smith. Nice dig by Gurman. Setting up Ellie, who hits it over and unable to get that one over. St. Xavier, point Viterbo. And St. Xavier will burn a timeout. V-Hawks 2 points in a row to get within 3. 22-19 St. Xavier. St. Xavier comes in with an 18-9 overall record. They were 14-4 in the CCAC conference. They were the They are the 3rd seed in this tournament. They beat Olivier Nazarene and St. Francis to get here. Viterbo defeating St. Xavier twice by matching 3-1 scores. Both teams, as I mentioned, will be in the national tournament. Viterbo likely will host a game a week from today in the opening round of the national tournament before they head off to Iowa if they win that match. (22-19), St. Xavier leading set 1. See if Izzy Jar has an ace up her sleeve here for Viterbo. Jar, center of the service line, looking for a good one. Floats it over and handled by St. Xavier, and the attack is blocked. Helverson rejecting that one. Haley Helverson said, no, no, no. Not the tallest front row player at 5'8", but using those hops to get the block. Viterbo within 2. Jar sends it over again, handled by St. Xavier Middle Tech. Smith hits it over and gets the touch for the kill. 23-20, big point there for St. Xavier. Smith going back to serve. Viterbo needing a rally late in set 1. Smith ready, setting up deep behind the service line. Sends it over. Gurman's there. They'll set up Ale, who hits it over. And now left side coming back. Sent back over by Viterbo and unable to cover that one up. St. Xavier point. V-Hawks lead down to 2, 23-21. Mia Quist, the senior captain on this team, will serve. Throws it up right center, hits it down off the tape. It grazes, handled, hit over, and it's handled by Viterbo on the front row. Elay hits it over, and it's dug out. A little joust at the net. It's still up in the air and dumped over to the left side by St. Xavier. Come back, Mitchell pounds it in front of the service line for the kill. Jada Mitchell placing that one nicely. V-Hawks within 1. And Quiz trying to rally Viterbo back. Right center, throws it up, slaps it over right hand. Handled by St. Xavier. They will set up the left side, hit over, sent back again by Viterbo. And now he bumps into the right side, hit over through the block and down by St. Xavier. They have set point here in set 1. 24-22. Viterbo has to get 2 in a row here. Samantha Hovey serving, senior out of Mackinac, Illinois. Right corner left hand sends it over, and it eats up Gurman, but tracked down by Ale. They'll free ball it on over. Set point on the line, tip over and down by St. Xavier, and they take set 1, 25-22. Delaney Penazzo putting off the finishing touches in set 1. Upset-minded St. Xavier taking set 1, 25-22. Set 2 coming up.
I just like to offer all the time. Thank you. I just like to offer all the time.
Welcome back. Viterbo down a set as we move to set 2. Carrington Smith 4 first set kills for St. Xavier. Jenny Jensen had 3. Tara Glenn had 2 for Viterbo. McKenna Ely had 4. 3 from Haley Helverson, 1 from Jalen Hinsman, 1 from Izzy Jar, 1 from Sadie Treptow. Jaden Polovina had 2 aces. Jalen Hinsman had 2 blocks. Viterbo starting off with the serve here in set number 2. Sent over, handled, mishandled, no communication there. Van made the pass, but no one reacted on contact number 2. 1-0 V-Hawks. This is Connor serving, punches it into the net. Service error, point St. Xavier. We're tied at 1. Serving for St. Xavier, Katie DeHaan. DeHaan just right of the center of the service line. Right-handed serve sent over. German to Connor to the middle. Mitchell fingertips that one over and somehow kept alive and passed over by St. Xavier. Pass to the right side, hammered over, dugout again. Tracked down by Martinez. Left side swatted over, dugout by German. Connor, quick set to Mitchell, pushes it over. The right hand dugout by Martinez again. Quick set to the middle, tipped over and down. And they're a defensive-minded team. Are the Cougars. I believe getting the kill on that one was Grohola. Serve sent way deep and out of bounds this time by DeHaan, and we're tied at 2 on the service error. Viterbo down a set, tied at 2 in set 2. Michaela Markart to serve, left side, right hand, sends it over. They will set up the right side, tipped over. V-Hawks able to dig it out. Connor to the left side, Jar pushes it back corner, too wide, out of bounds. Point St. Xavier, they're on top 3-2 in set 2. Ivana Martinez out of Puerto Rico serving the libero for St. Xavier. Right corner, right hand, sends it over through the hands of German. Tracked down by Czech, freeballed over by German. Martinez there, quick set to the right side, hit over. Oh, what a dig there by Czech. Kept alive by Connor, and then a miss hit by German. The libero hits it into the net, point St. Xavier. 4-2 Cougars. Martinez will continue to rock the serve. Martinez right corner, right hand. Sends that one right side, an overpass, out of bounds. And Martinez is serving, leading the team in digs this year is Martinez, but serving up some gems at the moment. 5-2, St. Xavier already on top of set, leading by 3 in set 2. Martinez, right corner, right hand, handled by German. Connor tracks down left side, Jar through the block and kept alive. Dumped over by St. Xavier. Connor, quick set, pushed over Mitchell. Martinez there left sideline. Now right side rolled over by St. Xavier. The turbo hander setting up the right side. It's blocked out of bounds. Sadie Treptow will get the kill for Viterbo. 5-3 Viterbo trailing by 2 in set 2. German to serve. Left corner right hand. Soft serve and just got into there by DeHaan. Hit over and it's dug out in the front row by Viterbo. Right side attack, hit over. It's sent back, covered up by Viterbo. Right side and hit through the block this time and down for the V-Hawks. Treptow starting to take over a little bit. getting the kill again. Viterbo within one, 5-4 here in set 2. Left corner, right hand. Soft serve by Gurman. Handled, left side attacking, crossed over and into the net, but kept alive nicely by Jar. And Viterbo gets it over. Left side attacking, hit over and down. It didn't matter. Good defense, but better offense by St. Xavier. Jenny Jensen, double J there for the kill. 6-4, St. Xavier up by 2 in set 2. Opilka serving. Leads the team coming in with 38 aces. Swings that one over, mishandled, middle back by Viterbo and Markart. 7-4 St. Xavier. Seems like they've been up by 3 most of this match so far. Opilka, right corner, right hand, line drive serve, Jars there. Connor, reverse set right side, hit over, blocked out of bounds. It's Trupto again with a kill. She'll check out on the rotation. McKenna Ile checks back in. Serving is Jaden Polavina. 2 aces in set 1. Right corner, right hand, tough serve. Dahan just handles. They'll sit up the right side and swing it over, and it is popped up in the air by Gurman, slapped over left side by Jar. Dug out by St. Xavier. Hovey hits it over, dug out by Markart. Far sideline, now tipped over by Viterbo. St. Xavier handles, and Carrington Smith blasted down. St. Xavier back on top by 3 again at 8-5. Not an ideal start for the V-Hawks. Van will serve for St. Xavier. Van left to the center of the service line. Serves it over. Middle attack, boomed over, and it's dug out nicely and then dumped over on 2. It was Hovey with the sneak attack. 9-5, St. Xavier on top. In set 2, they lead it 1-0. St. Xavier already on top of set, leading set 2, 9-5. Viterbo trying to wake up here in the early hours of the afternoon. Van had a very good service run in set 1. Trying to have another good service run here in set 2. Van, right hand, sends it over. Viterbo tracking it down, bump set to the left side. Mia Quist hits it over and gets it down for the kill. The senior needing to step up, maybe a little Energizer Bunny-like moment. She'll go back to serve, pulls her Viterbo team within 3. Mia looking for a big serve. The senior captain throws it up, hammers it down right hand to the back row. Martinez gets there. Quick set to Smith, hits it over and down in front of Quist for the kill. 10-6, St. Xavier. Smith back to serve. St. Xavier playing some very good volleyball. Smith hits it over. Gurman, a tough pass, but making the most out of that one was Polavina. Hit over, but dug out again, but unable to get it over was St. Xavier point. Viterbo. The Hawks back within 3 at 10-7. Casey Franklin, a senior out of Marshfield, to serve for Viterbo. Her first action, I believe, of the afternoon. Franklin sends it over, pass high in the air. They'll sit up the left side. Glenn hits it over, dugout back corner by the V-Hawks. Left side, Helverson booms it out of bounds. No touch. Point, St. Xavier. 11-7 Cougars here from Beggs Gymnasium. Viterbo just nothing consistent. No runs really put together so far today. Hovey, the southpaw, serving from the right corner. Sends it over. V-Hawks get it to Mitchell, pushes it over. Dugout back row by St. Xavier. They get a free ball on over. Gurman, and a tough one for Hovey, but she makes the most out of it. Gets to the left side, swung over by the V-Hawks. And it's handled by St. Xavier, and they split the back row for the kill. Penazzo with the kill. 12-7 St. Xavier. Hovey ready again. And that one's hit into the rafters. Somehow kept alive by Gurman. Mitchell free balls it on over to St. Xavier. A joust of that, hammered down by the V-Hawks. Oh my. Haley Helverson. Viterbo needs some energy. Maybe that gives it to him. 12-8. St. Xavier. Maddie Connor to serve. Connor, tough serve, but handled by St. Xavier. Left side, attacking. Into the net goes Glenn. Point, Viterbo. 12-9, a miss hit by Glenn. And St. Xavier will take a timeout. St. Xavier with upset on their mind. And as the regulars huddle the bench for St. Xavier, they'll do some crunches, some push-ups, trying to stay loose in case they're needed out there. Viterbo, they're all huddled up, trying to figure things out. They trail by a set. They trail in set 2, 12-9. If you're tuning in on the St. Xavier side, we're up here in La Crosse, Wisconsin on a beautiful mid-November Wisconsin day. Temperatures feeling pretty good out there in that 60-degree range, which is very good in November. And we'll see how much more of this kind of weather we get. Probably not for long. Maddie Connor trying to keep Viterbo rolling here at service. Hovey going to set the middle, hit over, but out of bounds. Point Viterbo, they're within 2, 12-10. Connor trying to bring him back at service. It'll be a big time for an ace for Connor. Creep within a point here. Swung over and just popped up in the air. Right side attacking Glenn. Sent back by Viterbo. Covered up by St. Xavier. Hovey swings it just out of bounds. Just missed the service line. V-Hawks within 1, 12-11. St. Xavier. Connor trying to tie it up at service. Pop fly serve, sent over, overpass, back to the V-Hawks side. Connor, quick set, Mitchell hammers it through. The dig attempt of Hovey for the kill. We're knotted up at 12. Jada Mitchell with a big time swing. A senior out of Key High School, New Albin, Iowa. Right across the river, a little south of here. Tied at 12, Connor keeps on serving. Hovey gonna set the right side slide, a hit over, dug out by Gurman. Connor to the right side, rolled over, dug out by Martinez. Hovey quick set to the middle, sent back by Viterbo, covered up by St. Xavier. Right side attack, sent back again by Viterbo, covered up again by St. Xavier. Left side, Glenn is rejected. A big time block over there by the Vhawks. Mitchell was there and Treptow was there. Viterbo with the lead, 13-12. The crowd finally something to cheer about. Maddie Connor on a big service run and nearly got an ace. Just poked over the net. Mitchell swings it over and somehow pushing that one back over, but they're going to call a violation. Double contact on St. Xavier. Point Vhawks, they lead by 2, 14-12. You can feel that momentum starting to shift to the Vhawks side. A pretty big crowd in there getting loud here at Beggs Gymnasium. Connor sends it over. Shank pass popped up in the air, somehow dumped over Hovey to the back row, tracked down by Gurman. Connor bumps it to the left side. Helverson swings it deep and out of bounds. Nice job. It's been very strong defense all afternoon long so far for the St. Xavier team. They have not let the ball touch the floor all that often. Viterbo's lead is 1. DeHaan serving. Slaps that one over. Connor, quick set. Mitchell booms it over, but dug out nicely by DeHaan. Left side swung over. Helverson gets there. Connor bump set to the right side. And it is Treptow getting it through the block again. Sadie Treptow having a game, having a second set. 15-13, Vhawks back up by 2. Markart to serve. Michaela Markart sends it over. Setting up the left side, swung over deep, popped up in the air. Now Quist in the game, going to set up Gurman, who dumps it over. Basically a free ball, and taking advantage of that one is St. Xavier and Delaney Penazzo. The Vhawks lead cut back down to a single point. Martinez serving. She's had some good service runs this afternoon. Sends that one over. Gurman tracked down. Past the right side, hit over, but dug out by St. Xavier right side. And Penazzo hits that one deep and out of bounds. Point Viterbo. Vhawks up to 16-14. And serving will be the libero Gurman. Gurman to the left side, handled by St. Xavier. Smith hits it deep and long and out of bounds. A little bit too much on that one from Carrington Smith. Vhawks by 3, 17-14. I believe this is the largest lead they've had today. They're down by a set are the Vhawks. Gurman. Soft serve, handled by Viterbo. To the middle, Smith, and gets it through the block. Nope. Off the net, out of bounds. No touch by Viterbo. Point Vhawks, 18-14. Rolled that one off the tape, out of bounds, did Smith. Gurman to serve again, left corner, right hand. Off the palm of her hands, handle left side by St. Xavier. Left side attacking, and this time they'll get it through the block and down. Jenny Jensen, another kill. 18-15, Vhawks by 3. Abby Opilka serving for the St. Xavier Cougars. Opilka slaps it over. Back row handled by Viterbo to the right side. They'll boom it over and down. And guess who? It's Treptow again. 19-15 Vhawks. Treptow checking out on the rotation. Serving Jaden Polovina. Polovina, her team on top by 4 for the Vhawks. Hop, skip, and a jump serve sent deep and out of bounds. Point St. Xavier. 19-16 Viterbo trying to even things up at a set apiece. Taylor Van serving. defensive specialist out of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. For St. Xavier, left side, right hand, hits it over. And they'll get it to Polovina, setting up Quist left side, deflected, dug out by St. Xavier. And now hit over, but sent back by Viterbo, covered up, and another send back, but this time out of bounds. And Viterbo trying to say who touched it on our side. And now they're going to talk with the official. I have a pretty straight on view. I did not see a touch. It looked like it went off the top of the tape, but the official is a lot closer and hopefully has better eyes than I do. And he's going to stick with the call. St. Xavier within 2. He was right there with a clean view. It doesn't mean they can't get it wrong every once in a while, though. Van swings it over. German's there, quick set to the middle, a hit over, but Martinez a nice dig. To the middle, Smith sent back by Viterbo, covered up. Left side attacking, hit over, dug out by Markart, middle back. Over to Quist, left side, tips it over the block, but dug out in the middle. And now quick set to Smith, hits it over. Popped up by Polovina, slapped over by Hinsman. St. Xavier's there, left side, and Hovey gets the kill off the block out of bounds. Just like that, St. Xavier back within 1. Quist will check out, Jar will check back in. Extended a run there for Quist for the V-Hawks. Nice run at service by Van, hits that one over, tough serve. And to the right side, it's hit over, deflected, dug out. Martinez got to set it up, Hovey left side, powers that one down, and we're even at 19. St. Xavier answers Viterbo's first run of the afternoon. We're tied at 19. Van living with the Van at the service line right now is St. Xavier. Van hits that one over. They'll set the left side, pushed over by Hinsman. Dug out again by St. Xavier. Hovey redirects that one over. Nice dig there by Germont. Pass to Ely, hits it over. Martinez swings it back over the net. Overpass, Viox trying to take advantage. Ely off the tape and dug out again by St. Xavier. They'll roll it over and Viterbo pops it up. Hinsman somehow gets it over. Oh, what a bump kill by Hinsman. It's the only thing she could do with that one. And she got it over and right near the sideline for the bump kill. A pivotal point won by the V-Hawks. They're on top 20-19. Serve sent over. Smith hits it over. Hinsman pops it up backwards. Jar gets it over. Elverson. She swings over but sent back. Covered up now by Viterbo. Right side Ely. She is sent back. Covered up again. This time by Polovina. Helverson hits it over. Martinez digs it out. Quick set to the right side. Hovey gets it over, but Germon digs out back over the net. Jousting the net, still hanging over the net. And it's going to be the V-Hawks winning that one, I believe. Nope, they're going to give the point to St. Xavier. St. Xavier, they award them the point. And we're tied at 20. Again, the setter, Polovina, asking why. And again, the official keeping the call to St. Xavier's side. We're tied at 20. Carrington Smith to serve. Smith, right side, right hand, swings it over. And they'll set the left side to Helverson. She's deflected, dug out. Pass to the left side. Hovey hits that one over. Nice dig in the back corner by the V-Hawks. And now right side, it's the West Salem product. McKenna Ely getting that one down for the kill. 21-20 Viterbo. Down a set. This is a big set for Viterbo trying to even things up. V-Hawks serving up a point. Serve sent over. Left side of Hovey. She is sent back, covered up though by St. Xavier. Hovey dumps it over. Pass to the left side. Elverson has a free ball down over. Martinez to the middle they go. Rolled over and down in front of the sideline for the kill. And getting that one over was Grohola. That was Franklin serving for the V-Hawks. She'll check right back out. Tied at 21. Pivotal point late in set 2. V-Hawks trailing by a set. Samantha Hovey, she's had a good game so far. The southpaw right corner. Sends it over. Handled by Germont. Pass to Ely, and she is going to get it through the block and down. McKenna Ely. (22-21). Connor into serve. A lot of aces under her belt in her career, but not this time. Serves it long and out of bounds. We're back to even at 22. It's Treptow, Mitchell, Riley Angst in there, German, Helverson for the V-Hawks. DeHaan to serve. Sends it over. Angst gets to the right side. Connor rolled over by Treptow. Handled by St. Xavier right side. They blast it down to regain the lead. Pinazzo gives St. Xavier a 23-22 lead late in set 2. Already leading 1-0 is St. Xavier. Timeout taken by Viterbo. Viterbo getting things figured out quickly in their huddle. The St. Xavier team has played some really strong volleyball this year. And playing really strong volleyball here this afternoon. Katie DeHaan will serve. DeHaan right center. Big point right here in this match. Connor, quick set, Mitchell off the tape, off fingertips and down to tie this game up at 23. Big time kill by Jada Mitchell. Pivotal point right here. 23-23, Markart to serve. Junior defensive specialist out of West Bend, a right-hand soft serve, and it's going to be a middle attack. Swung over, deflected, dug out by Germont. Connor, quick set, Mitchell pounds it down. And the pivotal point won by the V-Hawks on a pound down from Jada Mitchell. Timeout, Cougars. No bigger time for a big-time kill from Jada Mitchell than right there. And the senior middle out of New Albin, Iowa Key High School with a big-time kill. Set point, set 2 for Viterbo. A big serve coming up out of this timeout for the V-Hawks. They have not lost a conference game in a long time. Perfect 18-0 this year, plus the 2 conference tournament victories. But St. Xavier, they've been a game opponent so far. They took the first set, very much alive here in set 2. Viterbo on top, 24-23, serving set point, Michaela Markart. Right-handed serve sent over. Martinez gets it to Hovey to the middle, hit over and blocked by Viterbo. Jada Mitchell delivers a set 2 victory with the block for the V-Hawks. They win at 25-23. A little late rally by Viterbo. St. Xavier, though, they're going to make Viterbo work for every single point here this afternoon. We'll be back. We'll keep it here. We'll have set 3 coming at you in just a moment. We're tied at a set apiece now. Viterbo 25-23 in set 2 to even things up at 1 set apiece. For St. Xavier, Samantha Hovey, Delaney Pinazzo, each with 6 kills. Jenny Jensen has 5 kills. She's hitting at a .357 percentage. Hovey at .286. Hovey also 13 assists and 6 digs. Ivana Martinez has 16 digs to lead the way for St. Xavier. Abby Opilka and Ivana Martinez each with a pair of aces. For Viterbo leading the way in kills, McKenna Ile with 6 kills. She is hitting .385 percentage-wise. Haley Helverson has 4. Izzy Jar has 5. Jaden Polovina has 2 aces. She's got 5 assists. Maddie Connor with 14 assists. Reese German leading the way with 14 digs. Jada Mitchell, Jalen Hinsman, the 2 middles, each with a pair of blocks, including a solo block from Jada Mitchell. Pivotal 3rd set. Each team winning a set through the first 2. Viterbo on the left, St. Xavier on the right. Samantha Hovey will start off at service. The senior out of Mackinac, Illinois, went to Heartland DMAC High School. Sends it over. Connor gonna set up the middle. Mitchell and gets it down off the block attempt. In front of a diving player, Hovey on the right side of St. Xavier. 1-0 V-Hawks. Mitchell started to pick up her game. Markart, I believe this is, serving it over. Right side attack swung over and down. Big time kill there by St. Xavier to even things up at 1 apiece. And that was Grohola with the kill. We're tied at 1, so nothing so far. 1-1 in sets, 1-1 in set 3, the score. Katie DeHaan serves it over. German. And they'll set up the middle, and it's hammered over. Sadie Treptow off the feed from Maddie Connor. 2-1 Viterbo. German back to serve. Left corner pop fly serve handled by St. Xavier. Right side attack swung over and down for the kill. And that's Grohola again. a whole lot of Grahola. Right there from St. Xavier. Ivana Martinez, the libero, to serve. Out of Puerto Rico. Sends it over. Markart gets it to Connor. Connor to the right side. Treptow hits it over. Martinez digs it out. Hovey to the left side, rolled over by Jensen. Dug out in the front row by Jar. Quick set to the right side. Treptow gets it down in front of a diving Dahan in the back row. Sadie Treptow having a big game. Another kill there, 3-2 Viterbo. Treptow 6 kills through the first 2 sets, a big one right there. Izzy Jar out of Holman to serve. 5'11" sophomore outside. Actually, that was not Jar, that was Polovina on the serve. And now swung over by Ile, handled by St. Xavier. Left side, Jensen hits it over, dug out by German. Left side, there's Jar, and she is going to be blocked on the right side of the net. Pinazzo was there among others. She'll check out. A lot of hype on this St. Xavier team. We're tied at 3 in set 3. Tied at 1 through 2 sets. Opilka serves it away. German gets it. They hammer it over. Oh, what a dig, though, by St. Xavier. And Hovey hits it over. Markart. And they will set up Ile, who hits it over, cross it over, dug out by St. Xavier. Left side, swung over. Markart able to get to it. They'll push over left side, and Jar able to pound it through the block. 4-3 Viterbo. Izzy Jar jarring that one down. Now it's Jar back to serve. Jar center of the service line. Floats it over. Dahan gets it to the center, and they'll set up Smith, who blasts it down. We're tied at 4 in set 3. Van, who's had some big service runs for the Cougars, will serve, setting up on the basketball baseline. Running serve, right hand sent over. And it's Inks getting it to Polvolina, and she'll set up the left side, swung over, dug out, and now free balled on over on the reverse pass by St. Xavier. Left side, Helverson cross it off the hands of Martinez and down for the kill. Five to 4, Viterbo, Mia Quist to serve. Mia's had some extended run in this game today. Throws it up, it's down right hand. Handled by St. Xavier. Smith right side slides over, gets over, sent back, but covered up by St. Xavier. They slap it over. Out assistant now, Viterbo left side. Helverson goes down the line and out of bounds. Well, a touch long, says the line judge. Five to 5. Back and forth we go here in set 3, a pivotal set. Smith rolls over the serve, too long and out of bounds. Nice job by German, watching that one go with their V-Hawk-like eyes. 6-5, Viterbo. Seesong back out in front, Maddie Connor to serve. Connor out of Germantown, she's a senior. Sends it deep, and she sends it out of bounds. Each team committing a service error. We're tied at 6. Chicagoland Conference Tournament Championship game. It's been a fun one so far. Hovey, the southpaw, swings it over on the serve. Connor going to set up Mitchell, finesses that one down, and it was a pancake attempt there by Martinez, but no one could make a second contact on it. Point Viterbo, they're on top 7-6. Serve set over, right side, attacking and crushing that one down to St. Xavier. That was Markart who came in to serve for Viterbo. We're tied at 7. DeHaan serving for St. Xavier. Out of Tinley Park, Illinois. Rolls that serve over. Germon's there. Connor jump set to Mitchell. Spanks that one down in the back row. 8-7 Viterbo. Can they string together some points now? Mitchell will check out on the rotation. Hinsman. That's Jar in there. Floated over and scrambling. Slapped over left side, deflected, dug out by Markart. Connor jump set to the right side, down the line, but dug out nicely by Martinez, taking out Treptow. Hit over, dug out by Germon, dumped over on 2, swung right back over by St. Xavier, and then hit out of bounds by Viterbo. 8-8 in set 3. Martinez to serve. Hit over, Viterbo gets to Connor, left side, Jar down the line, jars that one down. 9-8 V-Hawks, they seesaw back out in front by a single tally. Okay, now it's about stringing together some points. Polovina to serve. Got a couple of aces, that one's back in set 1 as Polovina. Right corner, right hand, Polovina, soft serve. Handled by Jensen, Hovey to the right side, hit over, sent back by Viterbo. Hinsman was there. 10-8 Viterbo. Crowd getting into it again for Viterbo. Got a student section over there on the right side of the bleachers. Served by Polovina, handled, and Carrington Smith finesses that one over. Popped up in the air nicely by Germon. And they get it over, now right side tip over and down. Nice tip drill there by Pinazzo. 10-9 V-Hawks. Opilka serving for St. Xavier. Right side of the service line, sends it over. Germon, clean pass to Polovina, setting up the right side, tipped over off the tape from Jar and handled by St. Xavier. They punch it over, Jar pushed it up in the air. Polovina to the right side, and Ile hits it over. And now Hovey is sent back, recovered up. Hovey again, left side sent back again, covered up again, this time by Martinez. To the left side, Jensen tips it over and down. Jenny Jensen ties the game up at 10 apiece. One thing that St. Xavier's done a nice job of is every block attempt there by Viterbo, a lot of cover-ups by St. Xavier. Polovina setting up the left side, and another nice dig by St. Xavier. They swing it over, flying around to keep that one alive are the V-Hawks. And Ile hits that one down. McKenna with another big-time swing for Viterbo. 11-10. They're a baseball family. They're used to swinging, just in a different sport. Used to swinging the bat. She swings that arm and comes up with a lot of kills. 11-10 Viterbo. Soft serve. Smith cannot handle. Point Viterbo. 12-10 V-Hawks. It's an ace for Izzy Jar. Jar, center of the service line again. Floats that one over and scrambling to it. Smith hits over, sent back by the V-Hawks. Ile with the block. Hinsman was there too. 13-10 timeout St. Xavier. McKenna Ile having a big game here today. I know that Ile name, and I struggle with it because I always want to call him Eiley. It's Ile, and she's made some plays this afternoon. Ile's a longtime baseball coach of a very successful high school program over there at West Salem. I don't know how closely they're related. Maybe they're extremely closely related. Maybe they're a little more distant, not sure, but either way, the West Salem product, Ile, coming up with some big-time moments here this afternoon. I'm sure Craig Otto, who does this normally, he's a big baseball guy in this area. He probably could tell you all those connections. (13-10) Viterbo. A joust to the net is a stalemate, and now a nice dig by Jarback over the net. Left side swung over by Hovey. Viterbo stays with it. Left side of Elverson. She is sent back, covered up though by Ile. To the left side, and it's blocked but out of bounds by St. Xavier, and Elverson will get the kill. Serve sent over. Smith swings it over. Oh, what a dig there by Gurman. Pass to the left side, and Helverson is sent back. It's actually a pretty good set from a non-setter there by Viterbo, but a better block by St. Xavier. 14-11 Viterbo. Van, who's had some big service runs, serving for St. Xavier. V-Hawks looking for a quicker side out on her this time. Van hits it over. Angst is there. Setting up Ile, who is blocked. And it touches the floor on the Viterbo side for a block for St. Xavier. 14-12 the score. Serve sent over by St. Xavier. From the back row, Gurman hits it over. And pass to the left side, and it is Glenn powering that one down. St. Xavier within two, 14-12. (14-13) back within one. Van again having a nice service run. Lavina going to set the left side. Helverson rolls it over the block, but dug out by Glenn. Left side, Hovey pushes it over. Gurman gets her hands on it. Left side, Ile pushes it over. Martinez is there. They'll set up Hovey. Left hand swings it over, but out of bounds. 15-13 Viterbo. V-Hawks. Mia Quist serving, throws it up, right hand, sends it over. And a push to the middle. Smith hits it over, deflected, kept alive by Viterbo, and now a miss swing there by Mitchell. And St. Xavier back within one, 15-14. Carrington Smith serves it into the net. Service air, point Viterbo. 16-14, V-Hawks by 2. We're in a pivotal third set. Trying to win another conference tournament championship are the V-Hawks. Maddie Connor serving. Connor punches it over. They will set up the middle, swung over Hovey. Nice dig by Angst. He's set to the right side. Treptow hits it over. Down the line, dug out by Martinez. Left side, Glenn hits it over and it's blocked. Treptow and Mitchell. 17-14. V-Hawks back on top by 3. Beautiful day for a block party today. Connor finesses that one over. Glenn to the center, to the right side, and it's Hovey hitting that one off the touch of a turbo for the kill. 17-15, V-Hawks lead by 2. Samantha Hovey to serve. She's had a solid game today, has Hovey. Since that went over, overpass by Viterbo. Tipped over, but flying in there, Germán in the front row to dig it out. Now Mitchell pushes that one over and down. Jada Mitchell makes it 18-15 V-Hawks. Izzy Jar back in for Viterbo. Markart to serve. Soft serve in the front row, handled by St. Xavier, sliding over right side and swinging that one over, but Viterbo somehow kept alive. They'll free ball it on over with Jar. Martinez to Hovey. Quick set to the right side, hammered over, but a dig by Connor. Out of system now. A bump set to the left side, and Jar pushes it over. Dug out in the back row by St. Xavier. Left side, Glenn rolls it deep and long and out of bounds. Good defense for Viterbo, leading to a point. Timeout, St. Xavier. 19-15 Viterbo in a pivotal third set. All tied up overall at a set apiece. 19-15 Viterbo here in a pivotal third set. Each team has won a set so far in this matchup. St. Xavier took set 1, 25-22. Viterbo bounced back, rallied late in set 2 for the 25-23 set victory. Viterbo on top, 19-15 here in this pivotal third set. Markart left corner right hand, soft serve. Handled in the front row by St. Xavier, left side. Glenn hits it over and down for the kill. Tara Glenn, a senior out of Oaklawn, Illinois. Went to Richards. Cuts the lead to 3. Dahan, graduate senior, sends it over deep and out of bounds. Nice job there by the freshman, Reese Germán, watching that one go deep and out. 20-16 V-Hawks. Germán back to serve. Germán left corner, right hand. Finesses that one over. In the middle, handled by St. Xavier, and they'll get it through the block and down. Grohola. Another kill. Martinez to serve, 20-17 Viterbo. Here in set 3. Ivana Martinez sends it over. Markart is there. Connor jump set to the right side and pushing that one down at Sadie Treptow. Treptow out of Caledonia, Minnesota. She's had a big afternoon. 21-17 Viterbo. Polovina to serve. Right corner, right hand, gets it down for an ace. Third ace of the afternoon for Polovina. 22-17 V-Hawks. Pulling that ace out of her sleeve. V-Hawks by 5. Right corner. Rolls that serve over. Handled by Jensen. Right side swung over. Dug out Markart on the back row. Polovina setting up Ile, who gets it just a touch out of bounds on the near sideline. 22-18. Viterbo's lead is at 4 in set 3. Abby Opilka out of Dyer, Indiana will serve, a junior for St. Xavier. Serves that one over. Markart is there. Polavina setting up the middle and sent back, but covered up by Viterbo. Right side, Jar hits that one over. Dug out far sideline by Opilka. Then swung over and out of bounds by St. Xavier. Point Viterbo. 23-18, lead back up to 5 late in set 3. I believe St. Xavier is out of timeouts. So no way to stop the momentum. Jar serves it over and just out of bounds, attacking that back corner. 23-19. Right idea, just not quite in play. And the dangerous Taylor Van to serve. It's not so much she's got a lot of aces, just some deep service runs in this matchup. Running serve right hand sends that one over. Inks gets to it left side now. Helverson blasts over, dug out by Opilka. Finessed over by St. Xavier, handled by Viterbo right side. ELA hits it deep, dug out by Van. Left side Glenn goes back corner, dug out by Inks. Dump into the net though, this time by Polavina. Right idea, just did not get enough on that one. 23-20. St. Xavier, if we've learned anything from this game, they're going to keep on battling. Van sends it over again, out of bounds. Try to attack that far sideline, came up empty. Set point, set 3 for Viterbo. Senior captain Mia Quist will serve. Nice to end this set with an ace if you're a V-Hawk fan. Quist throws it up, right hand hammers it over. Martinez, clean pass to Opilka to the right side. Smith hits it over. Quist able to make a nice dig on it. Left side, Helverson hits into the back row, popped up backwards, kept alive, and a desperation pass over is completed. Now Mitchell, she's sent back, covered up by Viterbo. ELA crossed it over and it's dug out middle back by St. Xavier. Left side, Hovey hits it over. Viterbo. Quist has it set up. ELA hits it over and it's diving and digging it out. St. Xavier, left side, they hit it over with Glenn. Sent back by Viterbo. Left side, Hovey hits it over and Quist cannot handle in the back row. Point St. Xavier, they stay alive in set 3, 24-21 now. Viterbo's lead. 3-point lead for Viterbo, serving is St. Xavier. Set point number 2 for Viterbo. Serve sent over. They'll set it up. ELA hits it deep. And out of bounds. This is Soroka serving. Timeout, Viterbo. 24-22, still serving a set point number 3 after the timeout here by the V-Hawks. Like I said, this St. Xavier team, they just keep on battling down there. They will not go away. Making Viterbo earn everything in this Chicagoland Conference Championship game here in the conference tournament. Both teams have clinched a spot in the national tournament. Viterbo by winning the regular season conference championship, and since they're already here in the championship game, the winner of that other semifinal round game also was able to clinch a spot in the national tournament. It's just bragging rights and a conference championship trophy on the line in this game. Serve sent over. Anks gets it to Polavina. Left side attacking Helverson, dug out Over to the left side, Glenn dumps it over. Back row, Angst was there. Polavina setting up Mitchell, who pushes it down for the kill and the set for Viterbo. Viterbo winning a pivotal third set, 25-22. In trying to complete what I call the ladies' sweep. After dropping the third set, they'll have a chance, dropping the first set. Viterbo has a chance to win it in 4. We'll have the final set, if Viterbo wins it, coming up. Viterbo on top, 2-1 as we head to the 4th set. Leading the way in kills now for St. Xavier. Carrington Smith with 7. Delaney Panazzo with 7. Nicole Grohola with 7. Jenny Jensen with 6. Grohola is hitting at a .333 percentage. Samantha Hovey has 18 assists. Abby Opilka has 14. 2 service aces from Opilka, 2 from Ivana Martinez. Martinez leading St. Xavier with 22 digs. For the V-Hawks, it's Jada Mitchell with 9 kills. McKenna Ile with 7 kills. Haley Helverson with 6. Sadie Tripto has 9. Maddie Connor has 22 assists. Maddie Connor with a pair of aces. Polavina with 3 aces. Reese German has 23 digs to lead the way for the V-Hawks. 4 blocks from Jalen Hinsman. 3 from Jada Mitchell. 2 from Ile, Jar, and Treptow. Serving is Connor and just handled and slapped over by St. Xavier. Mitchell hits it over, dug out by Martinez. Carrington Smith can't get it over. 1-0 Viterbo. Trying to lock down this 4th set and a Chicagoland Conference Championship. Connor ready to serve. Maddie serves that one over. Left side, it hit over, deflected, dug out by Germont. Connor setting up Mitchell again, and she'll dump that one down for another kill. Double figures and kills is Mitchell now. 2-0 Viterbo. Connor will serve again. Connor right hand sends that one over. They'll set up Smith, and she'll get that one down. And pinballed up in the air and free-balled over by Mitchell. Nice defense by Viterbo. Now set over right side. Gurman digs it out left sideline over to the right side, and a rare miss hit today from Treptow. 2-1 Viterbo in set 4. You give the St. Xavier team a lot of credit. They have made Viterbo work for everything this afternoon. Opilka ready to serve. One of the setters on this St. Xavier Cougar team. Inks to Connor. Quick set to the middle, hit over, and scrambling and free balling it over is St. Xavier. Connor setting up right side, Treptow, deflected, dug out in the back row. Opilka gonna set up Smith, who blasts that one down. We're tied at 2 in set 4. It's a must-win set for St. Xavier if they want a conference tournament championship. Opilka ready again. Gets that one over. Connor gonna set it up left side. Treptow sent back, covered up by Viterbo. Left side, Helverson finesses that one over. Martinez digs out. Opilka reverse that right side. Hovey. She is sent back by Mitchell. Mitchell, Helverson were there. 3-2 V-Hawks. Jar in for Helverson. Markhart also in, she'll serve. Michaela Markhart. Left side right hand, cross over the serve. Smith was there, overpass. Sent back over, but covered up by St. Xavier. Left side, Jensen hits it over. Dugout back corner by Viterbo. Right side, hit over and down. It's Treptow again. 4-2 V-Hawks. Trying to win the 4th and win the conference tournament championship. Serve sent over. St. Xavier, Jensen blasts it down. 4-3 V-Hawks. Taylor Van to serve again. She's been on the top of her game, some long service runs. You want a quick side out on her. Sends it over. Gurman, Connor, setting up left side, blasts it over, and with the force of that one, it's deflected to the top of the bleachers. The crowd up here not expecting that ball. I believe that was Jar who blasted that one. 5-3 V-Hawks. Soft serve by Gurman, handled by Martinez. Smith hits it out of bounds. Point V-Hawks, 6-3 Viterbo. That one was a little bit more to the right. It would have been blasted right into your living room or wherever you're watching this from. That previous point for Viterbo. Right side, Hovey hits to the back row, dug out by Markhart. Connor from the middle, setting up Jar left side. She'll get that one through the block and down. Izzy Jar, the Holman product, puts Viterbo on top, 7-3 in set 4. I almost feel like this Viterbo team starting to wear down St. Xavier. Served by Gurman. Martinez, not an easy pass, but they keep it alive. They swing it over, dug out by Gurman. A bump set from Markhart to Jar left side, crossover. Martinez digs it out. Opilka reverse set right side, Hovey hits it over, dug out by Gurman. Connor to the left side, Jar finesses that one over. Opilka digs out. Out assistant Martinez to Hovey, and Hovey is blocked out of bounds. Point St. Xavier. Lead down to 3. It's 7-4 Viterbo. This is Soroka serving right corner, right hand. Soroka sends it over. Connor gonna set up the right side, and it's down the line, inbound, Sadie Treptow. 8-4 V-Hawks. Treptow continues her stellar afternoon. Out of Caledonia, right across the river here from La Crosse. Right across the grand old Mississippi. Polovina sends it over. Opilka to Hovey, right side, hits it over and gets the touch for the kill. 8-5 Viterbo. Hovey back to serve. Hovey right corner, left hand, southpaws it on over. Polovina, a one-handed set, hit over by Ile. St. Xavier gets there, nice dig there by Gurman. To the right side, and getting it down is West Salem's McKenna Ile. 9-5 V-Hawks. A lot of local youngsters coming through in this one. Jar Mitchell from right across the river in Iowa. Ile, serve sent over. Hovey, right side, hit over, dug out by Polovina, but second contact, miscommunication. There's no second contact. Point St. Xavier, they're within 3 at 9-6. DeHaan serving, right center, right hand, slaps it over. Polovina will set up the left side. Helverson hits it deep and out of bounds beyond the service line. Point St. Xavier, they're within 2 at 9-7. DeHaan will serve it away again. Katie DeHaan, Statue of Liberty is it over. Polovina setting up Helverson, tips it over, dug out by St. Xavier, right side attack and swinging it down. Pulling them within a point is Delaney Panazzo. Viterbo's lead is a tenuous one, 9-8 here in set 4. Serve sent over. Polovina gonna set it up, and the southpaw Ile gets the kill again. 10-8 V-Hawks. Mia Quist serving for Viterbo. Quist running serve, right hand, sends it over. Martinez to Hovey to the middle, swung over and down for the kill. Grohola, Nicole Grohola. St. Xavier back within 1 at 10-9. Martinez will serve it away. Ivana Martinez slaps it over. Polovina will set up Mitchell, and she comes up empty on the far sideline, out of bounds. And just like that, we're even at 10-10. A 7-3 little run here by St. Xavier to tie things up. They just won't go away. Martinez serves it over. Polovina gonna set up Ile, who blasts that one over, will not be returned. 11-10 Viterbo. Ile continues on the attack. She'll check out, as will Polovina. Connor back in, Treptow back in. Connor ready. Sends over for an ace. Unable to handle that one was DeHaan. That one off for DeHaan's. And it's an ace for Maddie Connor. 12-10 V-Hawks. Connor ready again. And DeHaan just handled that one. Hovey setting up the right side, hit over, and a flying dig there by Anks. Left side, Helverson rolls it over. DeHaan is there. Hovey to the middle, Smith, and she will not get that one over. Point Viterbo, they're on top by 3, 13-10. St. Xavier is going to burn a timeout. 13-10 Viterbo, trying to win another Chicagoland Conference Tournament Championship. They're on top 2-1. They're leading here in set 4, 13-10. This is a 15th straight time they've been to the conference championship game. It's been in a couple of different conferences, at least 2 different ones, maybe even 3 different conference tournaments where they've been in the championship game now for 15 straight years. I know when I was in high school and early years in college, I believe they were in the Midwestern Conference. They took on a lot of Iowa schools. Obviously in the Chicagoland Conference, a lot of Illinois schools, a lot of Chicago area schools. I forgot what their previous conference, the name of it was. I know they played like a lot of Great Plains area schools over in the Dakotas area. So they've been shipped around a little bit to different conferences, but it doesn't matter what conference they're in, they're winning their conference. They're making it to their conference tournament championship game and making it to the national tournament. Connor sends over that serve, handled by St. Xavier right side. Set back and unable to cover it up. It's Jada Mitchell. Mitchell, like Dikembe Mutombo, saying no, no, no to St. Xavier. 14-10 Viterbo. In set 4, Connor keeps on serving. Tough serve, just handled. Smith rolls it over, dug out middle back by Anks. Pass to the right side, Treptow spikes it over, but dug out. Smith hits it over and down for the kill on the near sideline in front of a diving Gurman. 14-11 Viterbo. Opilka into serve for St. Xavier. Sends it over, high in the air, Helverson. Connor back to Helverson, left side. Set back, but out of bounds by St. Xavier. Point V-Hawks, 15-11 Viterbo. Marquardt sends it over for an ace. 16-11. Now it's the Marquardt ace. Serves that one over. Smith in the front row to Opilka. Reverse set right side. Jensen hits it over. Dugout back corner by Marquardt. Right side. Treptow blasts it over. Dugout middle back. Pass the left side. Hovey hits it over. Viterbo is there. Connor to Mitchell. Blasted over with a nice dig by Martinez. Hovey is set back. Covered up, though, by St. Xavier. Left side, Jensen. She is denied. Mitchell again. Jada Mitchell. Block party after block party after block party. Timeout. St. Xavier again. They burn their final timeout of set 4. Down 17-11. Desperate times, desperate measures for Coach Bob Hiersma. Needed to take a timeout maybe earlier than he wanted to in this 4th set. Could be the final set for St. Xavier unless they rally. St. Xavier has played extremely well here this afternoon. And they took the first set, led much of set 2. We're back and forth in set 3. Set 4, you can see them maybe wearing down a touch to this talented Viterbo team. Marquardt serves it over. Smith to Opilka. Back to Smith. Front row and center hits it over and down. Off the dig attempt of Marquardt in the back row. 17-12. Viterbo by 5. Someone open the door here and don't want to affect the serve here of Taylor Van. Well, maybe you do if you're Viterbo. She's been tough. Sends that one over, and they get it to Connor, and it's a perfect set and spiked down with authority by Sadie Treptow. A beautiful set, a beautiful spike. 18-12 V-Hawks. Served by Gurman, handled by St. Xavier. Hovey tried to tip it over, and it's set back by Hinsman. Hinsman with the block. Just block after block after block. And earlier in this one, St. Xavier they were able to cover up a lot of those blocks. Not so much late. Like I said, maybe some weary legs. 19-12 V-Hawks. Serve sent over. Opilka to Smith, swings wide and out. Point Viterbo, they're pulling away. 20-12 here in set 4. The constant pressure of Viterbo has gotten to this strong showing St. Xavier team. Starting to wear a little thin now. Gurman serves it over. Opilka gonna set up Hovey left side, and she'll spike it down for the kill. Ellie Groff was in the game, a 6-foot freshman. She'll check out quickly here for St. Xavier. Or maybe she won't check out. She tried to. And now they're saying you can't check in. You can't check out, but now she will. Soroka's going to come in and serve. 20-13 V-Hawks. Had to make sure she subbed in for the correct person, I believe. As Smith also checked out. Soroka sends it over. Handled by Gurman to the right side, and it's hit over off the hands of Soroka, and it's Treptow again. 21-13. Now Groff right back into the game for Soroka. And then she'll check right back out again for the libero Martinez. 21-13 V-Hawks in set 4. Polavina serves it over. And out of bounds, service error, point St. Xavier, 21-14. Got a football score in set 4 right now. As Hovey will serve it away. Hovey, right corner, left hand. Sends that one way deep and out of bounds. Viterbo watches that one sail deep and out. 22-14, V-Hawks 3 points away from a Chicagoland Conference Tournament championship. Jar serves it over. Martinez, clean pass to Hovey to the left side. Glenn is blocked. Hinsman, Ile, another Viterbo block. 23-14, they're blocking their way to a conference tournament championship. And they'll be block partying all night if they hang on here. Hovey gonna set up the right side, tipped over, but dug out by Gurman. Polavina setting up ELA left side, but dug out by Martinez on the line shot attempt. Glenn rolls it over, dug out by Jar in the back row. They'll set up Helverson left side, gets to the back row, and it's a overpass that leads to a joust. Stalemate, and now free balled on over by St. Xavier. Left side Helverson set back. Oh, popped up in the air nicely by Gurman. Left side ELA gets it off the touch and down for the kill. 24-14. Conference Tournament Championship point V-Hawks. The crowd to its feet Izzy Jar from Holman serving. Conference tournament championship point. Serves it on over. They'll set up the right side, and it's blocked for the win. They are your champions of the Chicagoland Conference Tournament, the Viterbo V-Hawks. Fittingly, the game ends with a block. Blocking was the difference, especially later on in this match. We'll have final statistics shortly here. I don't think we'll go too long here this afternoon. These teams, Viterbo wants to celebrate. St. Xavier, they want a safe trip home to the Chicagoland. The Chicagoland Conference Tournament trophy will live here in La Crosse for another year. They win it in 4, 3-1. Welcome back. Viterbo winning this conference tournament championship match 3-1. Final scores of 22-25, 25-23, 25-22, and 25-14. V-Hawks winning this one. Looking at St. Xavier leading the way in kills. Samantha Hovey actually ended up leading the team in kills with 11. Carrington Smith had 10, 9 from Delaney Pinazzo. Nicole Grohola had 8 kills. Top percentage went to Grohola with 294 when it comes to kills. For Viterbo, leading the way in kills, Sadie Treptow had 13 kills, a percentage of 387. McKenna Ely with 11 kills in this one. Jada Mitchell had 10. Izzy Jar had 5. Looking at some of the other numbers here from Jar, she had 3 blocks. Jada Mitchell in this one had 6 blocks. Trying to see a couple other statistics here for you. Man, tough to read. We haven't got the paper stats here and trying to go over on my phone, and unfortunately in the mobile setting it's tough to read the complete stat lines here for the teams here. But a big game from Sadie Treptow, big game from McKenna Ely. I didn't know exactly how much playing time she could get with not seeing this Viterbo team all that much here this year, but those Elays, they're good athletes, and she had a tremendous game out here this evening. So Viterbo, once again, your Chicagoland Conference Tournament champions, kind of like the Bulls and the Utah Jazz in the 90s. The same two teams meet up in the finals again, and again it goes like the Bulls, it went their way against the Jazz. It's Viterbo's way against St. Xavier the last 2 years in the Chicagoland Conference Tournament Championship. And that'll wrap up my coverage here today. Thank you for tuning in wherever you're watching from. We appreciate it very much. And I believe Craig will be back next week for the national tournament game. Not 100% that it'll be here in Viterbo, but I would venture to guess it's extremely good chance they'll host. And we'll find that out in a matter of days, who they will take on, and if that game will indeed be here. I believe it will be. I would bet a good chunk of money that they'll host a week from today on November 22nd. But keep looking. Make sure that they are indeed at home, and you can tune in on the same site if it is, or come out and check them out in person as well. They're a fun team to watch. 3-1, Viterbo. They complete the latest sweep after dropping the first set. They win the next 3 in order to claim yet another Chicagoland Conference Tournament Championship. Mike Baker wishing you a great rest of your weekend. Thank you for watching this presentation of Viterbo Athletics on the Viterbo Athletic YouTube page.